Hello and welcome to Downriver Rescue Connection. I'm your host, Patty Radikovich, and it's my privilege to bring you information on animal-related topics in the animal rescue community. Today, we are at a very special location. We are getting a behind-the-scenes look at Loving Arm Rescue Ranch. I have with me Mary, who is the founder of Loving Arm Rescue Ranch, also known as LAR. So welcome. Thank you for coming on the show, Mary.
Well, thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about LAR. I think there's some people that probably haven't heard about you guys. So what is it that you do?
Well, Loving Arm Rescue Ranch is just not for dogs and cats. We do everything from small little animals like mice all the way up to equine that you have like the guy behind us. We do everything.
Great. So how did you get started?
Well, when I was a teenager, I started bringing home animals and started seeing other people abusing animals, and I'd go yank them and take them and find them good homes and take them to the vet, of course. And I don't know, it's just my passion. I've always been doing it since I was a teen. So
Great. And you said that you became officially a 501c3 status incorporated about 3 years ago?
Yes. I was originally from Macomb, and then long story short, I ended up coming here and ran into some great people that I could actually get together and join the rescue, get the rescue going, and now we're a 501c3.
Great. Now, like I said, we're behind the scenes at the actual ranch, and this is not open to the public.
Correct.
You do work out of foster homes, and then you have a public facility for dogs and cats, which is at the pet resort, and that's in, what city is that in again?
That is in Belleville.
That's in Belleville, okay.
Yep, it's, the address is 50425 Bemis Road, and you can go in on their regular business hours and see some of the dogs that are there. And you can also use their number to call and set up an appointment if you see something that you like from the different locations, because we have more than just this ranch here, to the fosters, so we can get them set up and you can meet them there.
Great. Now, in addition to the foster, something I found really interesting when we were talking before the show is you actually have a lot of community effort going in here. You had said that you have a lot of neighbors that actually take in some of the rescued animals. So can you give us an example of how that works?
We got my neighbors all around here, from taking cattle in, from ducks to chickens to birds, down the road reptiles, and even down even a little farther does the llamas and the donkeys and everything else. So this whole community here is just phenomenal. They all take in, and no, they don't butcher them, no, they don't kill them and eat them. That's their pets.
That's great. And now you also do a lot of community service too.
Yes, I do. We've gone to churches and schools to teach them education and, explain what horses are all about, what needs to be done and how to take care of them. And yes, and bringing in from little tiny sugar gliders, from exotics, how really they're not good pets, to, big guys like this.
That's great. So why don't you talk a little bit about the guy that's behind us? This is Mo, and I know he's available for adoption.
Yes, now Mo, he's 15 years old, and he's a Polish Arabian. He's a big guy. He is about 16 hands. You're going to need an experienced rider for him. He's great on trails and stuff like that. He knows dressage and everything, but his passion is going on the trail and being worked all the time. And if anybody knows anything, like I said, Arabians have a little bit of a high energy. So you've got to be an experienced rider. But we've had him for about 4 years now. We haven't found the perfect home for him yet.
Okay. Now he is a classic example of a horse that needed rescue, because there was somebody that just couldn't take care of him, and then he was injured on top of that.
Correct.
And so there's a lot of people that don't realize that horses actually are in need of rescue too.
Yes, very much so. I get lots and lots of phone calls, hundreds and hundreds each month, of people wanting me to take another horse, but I need more fosters, of course. I mean, I've got a lot, but I need more if I'm going to bring in more. And these guys here are grooming them, which is required to take care of them. Right now, she's picking up his feet and cleaning them, so there's no stones and stuff like that. There's a lot of work to guys like this.
Great. Now, how do you pay for all of these animals that you have?
Well, we have sponsors, which we're always asking for more sponsors, and donations and things like that for us to keep on going what we're doing.
Okay, great. Well, we're going to go tour the ranch, and we're going to see the animals that you have here. So we will be right back with you in just a moment.
Thanks.
So Mary, one of the things that you do with your rescue is, of course, you rescue normal domesticated dogs and cats. So we're here in one of your outside dog runs at the ranch. You said about 20 dogs in your program right now?
Yes,
And how many are over at the pet resort?
about 5.
Okay, and then the rest would be in foster homes. So if somebody is looking for a dog, they can go to your website or they can go to your pet finder page. And if they're interested, you said they just need to call the pet resort and set up an appointment if the dog is not housed there, correct?
Correct, and or they can send it through the email address that's on the websites also.
Okay,
Either
great.
or.
Now, you do something a little bit different than some rescues. Is you said you actually rehabilitate dogs.
Yes, we do.
So what does that mean? Why would a dog need to be rehabilitated, and what does that entail?
Well, there's some dogs that have been abused and emaciated, or are a little aggressive, or they're not good when you put food down, or things like that. And all dogs come here first, and they get some training here, and then I match them up with the best foster to finish out their training. So when they are ready, they're ready to go. I mean,
Great. Great. Now this one, Gunther, is one that you have had for a while because you haven't found the perfect owner yet.
Correct.
So can you tell a little bit about Gunther?
Well, Gunther is a St. Bernard mix, and he's a senior, even though he's not acting like a senior right now.
Right.
But he does have a little bit of a hip issue, and he's picky of who he plays with, but other than that, he's a great dog.
Okay.
He loves walks and loves to play his ball.
So who would you see as the perfect owner for Gunther?
Somebody that's older than my age, or whatever, that likes to take walks and play with them and not have another dog in the house. He actually does very well. The feral cats that are here come inside his thing, and he does nothing with the feral cats or anything. So.
Okay, but with other dogs, he's a little bit unpredictable sometimes?
Correct. Smaller dogs better.
Okay. Right,
I think he'd rather be his own dog and have his own person versus sharing.
Great. Well, thank you so much and for sharing Gunther with us. And we're going to move on to the next locations. We'll be right back with you.
Okay.
And here's an example of, like Mary had said, they take just about everything in. This is Thumper and Monster, and these are miniature goats. And even Mary is not immune to being a foster failure. So this is Lexi over here, and they've decided that they're keeping the goats. So can you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, they're just miniature alpines, and they're babies. And, what can I say? They're too darn cute. Gotta have a couple.
That's right.
All
right. Well, thank you for showing us the goats. And we'll let Monster and Thumper go back to running around.
Yeah, good baby.
So Mary, one of the things that you do at the ranch that a lot of people don't do is you actually have barn cats here and you rescue barn cats. So can you first tell us what is a barn cat?
Well, a barn cat is trap and release cats that are called feral or wild, where you can't touch them. And they can't live inside a home, but they need a place to have shelter and water that's not frozen and have food all the time. And I've got a whole bunch over here. I help out Friends of Michigan when they do the TNR program and find some that they can't get them to like people. And they come here. They're happy. They've got a lot of acreage, and they get food all the time. I mean, fed daily and water daily, and they don't have to worry about trying to use the litter box because there's a whole bunch of yard out here. That's for sure.
All right. So now there's varying degrees of, I don't want to say feralness, but there are varying degrees of comfort that the animals have with you guys.
Correct.
So you'll see some, as you're looking in the shots, some are a little bit closer to us because we don't really bother them. There's some that we're wrapping around our legs, so if you see the camera shake at all, that's what that's from. And then there's some that obviously they want to keep their distance.
That's correct.
So they do get used to you, though, as time goes on. As you're the caretaker, they recognize you, right?
Yes. But they still are a little timid, but some of them that were really, really feral, I was able to at least sometimes pet them while they're eating, and that's about it. But other than that, they don't want nothing to do with you. But they got to, every single one of them here actually was feral, and it, like you said, it varied on them if they wanted to get closer to us or not.
Okay, and then can you explain a little bit about the TNR, the trap, neuter, return?
Trap, neuter, and release program. A lot of places like Friends of Michigan, WAGs, and things like that, they go to mobile home parks or places that are abandoned, and there's all these cats there, and they'll catch them, spay, neuter them, vaccinate them, and then they have no place to go. So they call me. And at that barn in the back there, all it is for the cats. That thing is 2 stories and has everything you can think of in there.
Great, and then in the wintertime, I know you told me that there's heated water and everything, so their water doesn't freeze.
That's correct.
So they have the perfect life for a feral cat out here.
You betcha they do. And get wet food all the time also, so they love it.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. We actually need a lot more people who are willing to open up their farms and their barns to have these animals out there, because unfortunately if they go into a shelter system, they typically end up being put down, and we don't want that to happen just because they're a cat. So if there's anybody else out there that is interested and has some property that might be able to help take in some feral cats or from barn cats, I think that you could probably give Mary a call. And
sure, and I can help them out. Yep, I sure can.
All right, well, thank you very much for showing us the cats.
Thank you.
So, Mary, can you explain what is going on here? This is part of the community service with the kids. You have your volunteers, and we have Casey back there who's a volunteer, and she's working on Juliet, but it's also normal daily routine for the horses. So what is it that Casey's doing?
Well, first of all, this is something that we do is for the kids come out, cross tie them, get to know the horse, and then learn how to brush them properly, clean them. They actually learn how to bond with them. They can feel their heartbeat and their muscles and everything when they're brushing and cleaning. And this is, like you said, a daily practice for them that we have to have done every day with these guys. And this is something we do, some of the things that we do when we bring in kids so they can acclimate and understand what a horse is all about.
Great, yeah, so it's a great education for the kids, and when we're talking about community service, that's what we're talking about is providing education to the community and to the kids, and this is a great way for them to learn about horses and to become familiar and comfortable with the animals.
That's correct.
All right, so as you can see, we are here with the horses. This is Chance right here, and Chance has a degenerative bone disease. And you said you rescued him. He was a police horse, right?
Yep, he was a mounted police horse, and they were going to take him to slaughter, and we give him another chance called Chance.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit about what do you do when you rescue a horse? Because a lot of people aren't familiar with that.
Okay. First thing we do is we bring them here, isolate them, have a vet come out, and they do a full examination on them, just like your dog or your cat or whatever. Need an x-ray, get x-rays, get the vaccinations, do the stool samples, everything you can think of, we do it for them. I mean, get their feet done because they have to be trimmed, and there's a lot of stuff that we do before they even are up for adoption.
Okay, and then you said you fix them as well, correct?
Correct. We give them, like this gentleman here, this Chance, we got him on joints, supplements, and stuff like that to help him heal.
Okay, and who is this one right here?
This one is Sky, and this is another one that somebody would love to have kept her, but couldn't because they couldn't afford her anymore. And of course, the vet came out and did a full examination and everything, and gave her vaccinations and shots, and checked her eyes. I mean, it's just the same thing. Eyes, teeth, nose. And we have a horse bothering the cameraman, James.
The horses are very curious about the camera. Mm-hmm. So now the horses that we have back here, that they have the screens over their face, that's kind of like sunglasses for horses, correct?
Yes, that is correct. And we have one that doesn't even have an eye over there. It's because it got poked, and unfortunately we had to take the eye out. It got infected. We actually have another one which is coming out of the little lean-to over there. She's Pastifino, and she's blind and pregnant. She'll be due early spring. She came out, you know, we had her checked out when the vet came out and found out she's pregnant. And so springtime we'll have a baby here.
All right, well, maybe we'll come back out and film when you have the baby.
Oh, that'd be great.
And just so everybody knows, I know this is one you call Piglet. Chance keeps trying to steal treats.
Yes.
Just so everybody knows, you got the horse in pregnant. You do fix your horses. So
Yes.
You're not, like, a lot of horses
Well,
do need
we
rescue.
geld the horses. We do not, it's way too costly to try to spay
Okay.
a female. But we do geld the boys. It's
Okay.
called gelding.
Okay. And who's this horse right here?
This is Rory. He was a, no, you chill out, young man.
He wants treats.
Yep. He is a saddlebred, and he was a world champion saddlebred for Western, and he is now mine, and he's a permanent fixture here.
Okay. And how long do horses live in general?
Oh, jeepers, we got one right now that's 36 years old, so, and that's at Linder's Farm. We have a couple seniors over there, so they can go up to 38 to 40.
Great. All right.
And it's amazing how long they can be alive, I'll tell you.
Yeah. And so about how many horses do you have in your program total, including all your fosters?
We have approximately about 12 to 14, just horses. And then the rest, I couldn't tell you, we have so
Right.
many.
Right. Okay. Well, great. All right. Well, we will go check and see what animals you have inside the house,
Okay,
and then and we'll say bye-bye to the horsies.
okay, thanks.
So, Mary, one of the other things that you do differently from other rescues is you actually take in FIV cats. And for people that are not familiar, that's feline immunodeficiency virus. Now, since you've had these cats, what type of symptoms do you see with them? What do you experience with these cats? Why do they need to be isolated?
Well, their immune systems are really bad. They can get really bad upper respiratories. Their systems can shut down. This one wants to get back in. By the way, this one's Sylvia. Yeah, I'm sorry, baby girl. She has no teeth. She was from a feral colony. Yeah. But their immune system goes and they get lethargic and get upper respiratory, and you know, sometimes they never do it until they're really old. Sometimes they do it when they're young. Biting will cause other cats to get it also, and it's like, you know, it's just like almost like AIDS to us and humans.
Okay.
I have all the stuff here. I've got the sub-Qs and the medications and everything, and IVs if I have to keep these guys going. And I had one all the way up to 18 years old.
Oh, wow. So now do you adopt these out?
Yes, I do. I always say, though, they can be adopted out, but they have to go in twos. That way
Okay.
they have a partner with them. And they're always kept up to date. The only thing they don't get is that, of course, that vaccination, because that's what they have.
Right.
But they do everything else the same. But if they're really stressed out into a situation, then a lot of times that'll start triggering the upper respiratory and getting really sick.
Okay, now one of the things on Sylvia is she had her ear tipped, if people notice that. So can you talk about, now she's inside, so typically you wouldn't ear tip an inside cat, but why
Correct.
do you ear tip a cat?
Ear tipping a cat tells me that they were outside cats and they were trapped and released. They were in some kind of colony that were feral or wild. So she was actually in a feral colony and she came up positive for FIV. So she slowly but surely has now, as you can see, she's still a little nervous of people, but you know, she was technically a feral cat, but she has no teeth. So she's in here and living the love of her life out here, just going wherever she wants to go. This cage is actually used to introduce her to all the rest of the cats. The bottom is open so she can go in and out and do whatever she wants.
Okay, and about how many FIV cats do you have?
We're up to 14 right now. I'm gonna be shutting down for a little bit, no more right now. Hopefully they live a long time before I can bring in another one, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm up to 14 right now.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful thing that you do. Not many rescues do that, so thank you for
Oh,
taking
no
that on.
problem. We love animals, so like I said, we take care of everything, just about, you know.
Right. All
So,
right. Well, next we're going to see some other adoptable cats that you guys have, and we're going to talk to one of your volunteers. So thank you for showing us.
okay, well, thank you.
All right, now we're going to show you some of the non-FIV adoptable cats that are with LAR. And to help us talk about these cats, I want to introduce Linda. Linda is a volunteer and soon to be board member. And you foster horses and dogs and cats, correct?
Yes, I do.
And I know with the dogs, we talked about dog rehabilitation, and you actually foster some of the shy and the timid dogs. Isn't that right?
Yes, I have, and we've been fortunate to find homes for them, so
Great.
I'm very happy with that.
Now, before we talk about the cats, I know each dog is an individual, but when you're dealing with a dog that's shy, about how long does it take to kind of get them to come around and be rehabilitated?
It could take up to a month.
Okay. All right, great. So now the cats, like we had talked about, just like the dogs, some of the cats that are available to the public at the pet resort. So if you wanted to see the animals there, you could call them, make an appointment to go in and see them. You can look on the Pet Finder page or on the LAR website to see what cats they have available. And then they also have cats in individual foster homes. So Linda brought 2 of the cats from her home, and why don't you introduce us to the kitties that you have here today?
Yes, I sure will. The oldest cat is this one right here. It's Tiger. Tiger is in a strange place, so he may not be real cooperative about coming out here. Tiger's a year and a half, and he's neutered, had all his shots. And Tiger actually likes people and other animals, so he's very, very accommodating.
And Tiger does
Take a
not
look up
want to
that
look
way.
at the camera.
Make a noise.
So he's looking for his forever home.
Yes, he is.
Now, what would you think would be the perfect home for him?
Tiger can fit in anywhere. He likes people. He likes other animals. He likes dogs. He's not afraid of them or anything. I would say he could fit in anywhere. And he's very easy to get along with. He's not over active
Okay.
or anything like that. He has a real good temperament.
Okay, you said he's about a year?
Year and a half.
Okay. Now, who do we have over here?
We have little Reggie here. And Reggie is about 6 months old. And he's very friendly too. He gets along. He needs to be neutered yet. He's not quite old enough.
And so what type of personality does Reggie have?
Reggie's real friendly too. He's just very much like the tiger cat, but he's younger. He's had all his shots. He still needs to be, like I said, he still needs to be neutered. And he loves children and other animals. And I would think he'd fit in anybody's home. He's a cutie.
Great. So if somebody's looking for a playful kitten, they can look at Reggie.
Yes, they sure can, Reggie.
And so again, these are 2 of the adoptable cats that they have available right now. And if you're interested in looking at any of the cats that LAR has, you can go onto their website, on their Pet Finder page, or you can also call up at the pet resort and see if you can make an appointment there.
I wanted Reg.
All right, well, Reggie doesn't want to stay inside now.
Yeah, Reggie doesn't want to
Thank you for showing us the cats, and we'll get him tucked away in there. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for
too.
being on the show and for showing us the cats.
You're very welcome.
All right, and we'll go see what else is available here. I wanted to thank Mary and all the volunteers here at Loving Arm Rescue Ranch for allowing us to come out and film at your beautiful facility. You guys do wonderful work, so give your guys yourself a pat on the back for that. We all look forward to a day when all pets are treated like family and everyone has a home. Until that time, we invite you to be part of the solution. And remember, please spay and neuter your pets. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.